Well, good afternoon. Thank you all for being here. We're going to open the meeting of the South Dakota Board of Regents. I would ask Molly Weisgraham to please call the roll. And I want to make sure we have one regent joining us by telephone as well. And we'll get to all the regents, but I want to make sure. Regent Schaefer, are you on the phone?
I am. Can you hear me, Regent Dunn?
Thank you, Mr. President. Thank you for putting me in this situation and not joining us.
Mr. Vice President, the board is in the most capable hands it could be. Thank you.
We all know that. Thank you. Molly, would you please call the roll?
Schaefer.
Here.
Sutton.
Here.
Schaefer.
Here.
Bastian.
Here.
Jewett.
Here.
Johnson. Here. Morgan.
Here.
Roberts. Here. Sharps.
Here.
We have a quorum. Thank you very much. What a great crowd. This is fantastic, and what a great day for the state of South Dakota, and especially for South Dakota State University. The Board of Regents dissolved into executive session at 5:30 p.m. on April 19, 2016 to discuss personnel matters. That it ended adjourned and reconvened in executive session at 7:15 a.m., at 12 p.m., and at 6 p.m. on Wednesday, April 20th, 2016 to discuss personnel matters. That it adjourned and reconvened in executive session at 2:30 p.m. and 3:30 p.m. on Thursday, April 21st, 2016 to discuss personnel matters, and that it adjourned at 7 p.m. on April 21st, all as shown on the published agenda for the meeting. I had a full head of hair before we started that whole process, I want you to know. Is there a motion?
Mr. President, while in executive session, the board considered personnel matters and gave directions to its executive director concerning those matters. I move that the board approve directions given to the executive director with respect to matters discussed in executive session, that it defer until the completion of further remarks at this meeting, approval of the appointment of a successor to Dr. David Chiquin as president of South Dakota State University, and adopt the report of the executive session.
Thank you, Regent Schaefer. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Regent Roberts. All in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Thank you, Regent Schaefer. Any opposed? Hearing none, that motion carries. Thank you. To go through this process is no easy task. It takes an enormous amount of time. It takes an enormous amount of effort by people way beyond what we're capable of doing up here at this board and the folks that are at this table. It takes a group of people that give up their time and their energy and their talents and their resources to spend countless hours reading, looking at different materials, finding out about people from across the country, and then narrowing that down, and then narrowing it down more and more, and going through a process that I can't hardly explain today. But I want to thank the leader of this group first, Kathy Johnson. Regent Johnson led this search, did a tremendous job. This is many searches that she's been part of as part of the Board of Regents, and I'd like to make sure that we give Kathy Johnson a round of applause. The other members of the Board of Regents on the search committee were Regent Jim Morgan from Brookings, Regent Randy Schaefer, who's on the phone today, and myself. And we really had a nice time doing this, and especially enjoyed the opportunity to work with the campus search committee. And I would like to introduce those folks as well, sitting right here in the front row. Most of them are with us. I will also read the names of the folks that were not able to join us today. Mary Kay Helling, Administration. Nancy Farrenwald, Administration. Mary Moeller, Faculty. Scott Smalley, Faculty. Alan Jones, Faculty. Madeline Mack, Student. Shahid Shihan, Student. Suzanne Steluka, Non-Faculty Exempt Staff. Marla Mitchell, Civil Service Staff. Kevin Tetzloff, Alumni. Kim Tyler, SDSU Foundation. Jerry Lord, SDSU Foundation. Carla Gatsky, Community. Dana Dykehouse, Community. Tony Van Huysen, At Large. And Heather Wilson, the president of South Dakota School of Mines and Technology, was the system president who also participated in this search. As I said, it's a process that's taken a lot of time and energy. Each of the members of this committee made important contributions to the process and to the selection of this great institution's next president. A special thank you to each of them for the professional manner in which they conducted themselves and the time out of your busy schedules to make this happen. Let's give them a round of applause. I would also like to take a moment to thank the campus community. This isn't just about 15 or 18 people sitting in a room and making a decision. Last week, there were hours spent right here on the campus with groups, gathering input, looking at the final 4 candidates, asking candid questions, and really getting some input into this process. So for all of you that sat in on those meetings and participated, we want to express our sincere thanks. One of the great things about this process is that it gives us the opportunity as Regents to connect with the campus communities as a whole. In my 3 years on the board, this is search number 4, and it is a tremendous process. You learn a lot about not only the campuses and not only the people in the community, but really the fiber and the fabric of what these institutions are made of. And given the challenges and opportunities that lie ahead, the cooperation between these campus communities and the Board of Regents can't be overlooked. So this effort has also served to remind the board of the extremely valuable role that South Dakota State University plays in the development of the region's economy and its people. And there is no question in my mind, while it's strong today, it will be even stronger going forward. Our search for excellence also demands leadership that is responsive and innovative, aware of not only the present, but more importantly, also of the potential. At this point, I would ask for a report from the search committee chair for the new appointment of the president of South Dakota State University, Regent Johnson.
Thank you, Regent Sutton. Yes, I am pleased to report to the Board of Regents from the Presidential Search Committee. We started with a strong field of candidates, and the committee narrowed that field to a few qualified finalists that visited campus last week. And at this time, I am pleased to recommend the appointment of Dr. Barry Dunn as the president. What perhaps many of you see in Dr. Dunn. He is a tested and consistently successful leader who has a very relevant vision for SDSU, and it's built upon a first-class record of scholarship. And we know that a high-performing president needs a network that extends all the way from the Campanile across the state and across the country, and is demonstrated by the incredible outpouring of support for Dr. Dunn's candidacy. We know that he's already got in place, starting today, that strong team committed to a common purpose of forwarding SDSU. Barry Dunn is currently the Dean of the College of Agriculture and Biological Sciences, a position endowed by the South Dakota Corn Utilization Council. He's also the Director of Extension and a Professor of Animal Science. He administers a $78 million annual budget, which includes more than $20 million in grants and contract awards, along with significant fundraising and development responsibilities. Dr. Dunn brings a deep understanding and appreciation of SDSU. Every day, we know that he works to strengthen those connections between this university and policymakers, alumni, donors, faculty and staff, athletic and academic organizations, business leaders, the ag industry, and also students. After receiving his PhD and master's degrees in animal science and a bachelor's degree in biology, all from South Dakota State, he first worked in Brookings as an extension livestock specialist and assistant professor in the Department of Animal and Range Science. He returned to SDSU after spending 6 years at Texas A&M University as executive director of the King Ranch Institute for Range Management. Dr. Dunn has experienced South Dakota State from more vantage points than most. As a dean, as a professor, as a researcher, a student, father, business owner, and resident, he is unquestionably committed to his university. And today he is joined by his wife Jane and their sons Michael and Thomas. And at this time I move that Dr. Barry Dunn be appointed President of South Dakota State University effective May 23rd, 2016.
Thank you, Regent Johnson. Is there a second? Second. Thank you. We have a motion and a second to appoint Barry Dunn as the President of South Dakota State University. Molly, would you please call the roll?
Schaefer.
Aye.
Sutton.
Aye.
Schaefer.
Aye.
Bastian.
Aye.
Jewett.
Aye.
Johnson.
Aye.
Morgan.
Aye.
Roberts. Aye. Sharts.
Aye.
9 ayes.
Thank you. That motion carried. Dean Dunn, congratulations. I would tell you, please give him a round. Barry, I'd ask you to please come forward with some remarks. Ladies and gentlemen, let me introduce to you not only the next president of South Dakota State University, but the pride of Todd County, South Dakota. He will be joined at the podium by President David Sheetwood.
It's symbolic. He has to give it back because we got a graduation on this. But I'll give it back to him. Barry, congratulations.
Well, good afternoon, everyone. I am so humbled and thrilled and honored and privileged to stand before you today, having been selected to serve as the next president of South Dakota State University. Before I begin, I'd like to offer my sincere thank you to the Board of Regents, their staff, and the search committee for their hard work and confidence in me. I would also like to thank and express my love to my family through this process and my entire career. Jane and Tom and Michael have given me unconditional love and support and motivation. And I'd like to thank all of you across the campus and our beautiful state who have shown support and encouragement for my candidacy. I know it was a little much sometimes, but it means more than you'll ever know. Last but not least, I would like to thank all of the outstanding leaders who have served this great university before me. President Sheetwood, your amazing vision and countless accomplishments have been transformational. And President Emeritus Miller, I think, is here. There she is. Who you will always serve as a courageous and inspirational role model for me. Peg, thank you very much. Like them and all of you, I care deeply about this place. I personally witnessed and benefited from its multifaceted, enriching work. I've also come to observe and understand its challenges and areas of opportunity. In this, I'm not an outsider looking in, but an insider looking out. I'm looking out at my alma mater that I love. I'm looking out with the perspectives gained from leading an effective program at another university and as a successful rancher in Todd County, South Dakota. I'm looking out as a lifelong learner, a teacher, a mentor, researcher, and a campus leader, pushing for continuous growth, improvement, and fulfillment. I understand this university's wonderful historic past, and I can see its rich potential. To reach that potential, I will serve as your leader and lead by serving you, the students, faculty, staff, alumni, and community members nearby and across our state. It is my strong belief and understanding that we all have a vested interest and an important voice in shaping that future. We will start as one should at a time of transition by recommitting ourselves to our original mission. As a historic part of our nation's land-grant system, our university stands as a beacon of opportunity for all, grounded in our nation's democratic principles of equality. It commits us to provide access to higher education, to champion and create knowledge and understanding, and to continuously expand the university's reach and opportunities. Standing on that historic foundation, we will commit ourselves to address the critical issues of our time, which include sustainable economic growth and prosperity, agricultural productivity and food production, population health, the stewardship of our natural resources, and healthy communities. They also include the enhancement of the arts and humanities, which hold critical roles in shaping all of our lives. Of course, meeting these challenges will be the outcome of a strong, healthy university. Strong strategically, organizationally, financially, and operationally. And healthy in terms of student and employee success, faculty excellence, high morale, and abundant productivity. Healthy also in terms of vibrant internal partnerships between academic and student affairs, and between both of those units and our strong Division I athletic department. Healthy because of synergistic partnerships between SDSU and the wonderful community of Brookings, and with industry across the health, business, technology, education, and agricultural sectors of our state and nation. As we move forward, our university will continue to be fully committed to continuous improvement. That's for you, David. In academic and scholarly excellence. We will work diligently to distinguish ourselves and to strive to set the standard in this highly competitive world of higher education. But at the same time, I'm also committed to working collaboratively with our sister universities in South Dakota for the benefit of all. As president, I promise to lead with genuine care, integrity, and intelligence. I will build a strong leadership team, and with a commitment to shared governance, together we will face and solve the challenges that inevitably will come our way. And I am committed to taking decisive action and driving for powerful results. In closing, being president of South Dakota State is indeed a once-in-a-lifetime and very singular opportunity that I absolutely appreciate and understand. For me, it is also deeply personal. Standing here today, I proudly and happily and humbly represent and embody the incredible and limitless opportunities this university provides to those who seek them. And as your president, I am eager and honored to support others in their unique pursuits to discover, to serve, and to achieve. Thank you for this honor. I look forward to serving you as your next president of South Dakota State University.
Our hands are getting sore. We have to draw that to a close. Again, thank you. Leaders from this community, leaders from across South Dakota, students, faculty, everyone that came out today to be part of this announcement and be a part of history being made at South Dakota State. It's a great day and we're glad you're here. I would like to announce to the media that Dr. Dunn, Dr. Rush, and others will be available for interviews following the meeting's adjournment this afternoon. For the campus community, somewhere right back there in that mass of people, there are cookies and coffee and other things, if they're not all gone by now. And so, again, thank you for being here. I would entertain a motion to adjourn. Moved by Regent Schieffer, seconded by Regent Schartz. Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed, same sign. That motion carries. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Have a great afternoon.